Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Pisces, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week you have the Fool card as your key to the week, right? New things, new places, new people, new energies, new starts, fresh do-overs and reboots. What I love about the Fool card for you guys is you share... Okay, that's your first card out. You share an innocence factor, right? And one of the things that I love most about the Fool card is there is an ability here, or it gives you the ability or foretells you finding the ability to embrace life anew, right? To see things in a very different or a very new way. And what this also suggests, because this is a moment of destiny, right? And you guys know me, I'm not one of those people that's always like, oh, your destiny and your, you know, I mean, I'm a tarot reader after all, do you know what I mean? Kind of goes with the territory, but that's not me. But the Fool card is a point of destiny. This is very often where something new, something novel, or some change, some fork in the road shows up for you. And at the time, most of the time, we don't really notice what it is. It's only after that we kind of go, oh yeah, you know what, that changed everything. This could be one of those weeks. Be open to the possibilities. Be open to the possibilities of all that you could be or become from here on in. When it comes to your... if you are a continued subby, you know Raphael. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your first card out that jumped out, it's your card, right? This is you, the Hanged Man. Now, although this is technically Neptune, it is Piscean energy, and this really feels for me like in a lot of ways, you are rewriting your belief structure. You're rewriting your own system for manifesting in some way, shape or form. This is you changing your mind, changing your heart and changing your soul, which is a really exciting space to be. I would say this is a really exciting space to be because it means that you are consciously choosing to evolve, right? And usually it's like evolve is like adapt or die, right? This isn't that. This is you consciously choosing at a soul level to really take things in new directions, to be open to whatever the possibilities are. Your intuition and your spiritual awareness or discernment are going to be very high this week, which is great. When it comes to your communications and conversations, you've got the Four of Cups. This is surprise energy that's coming up in your work and your career sector. This is headhunted on LinkedIn. This is an old colleague reaches out and says, heard of a job, thought of you. This is opportunities in the work sphere showing up for you in ways that you can't anticipate. Why? Because the Fool card, right? So that already tells us that it's going to be a surprise. You've got the Four of Cups, which usually brings you something from your network that you don't expect. You've got a double hit of this energy. So pay attention to the opportunities that show up for you in work, in career, in your... even in your conversations as well. Some of the conversations that you have this week might spark an idea or get you to see something, maybe something about you in a very different light. If you're employed by somebody else, just wait. Your employer is going to come to you this week and suggest something or offer something. Now, there is a part of me that feels with that Hanged Man in your actions and options, there's two things. One, something about this suggests to me that you feel hesitant about saying yes. And two, there's a part of this that feels like it might be an idea that you'd already put forward at a different point. And if that is the case, I urge you to call them on it and just say, hang on a sec, I suggested this like 6 months ago. Why is it why is it only viable now? Question that, all right? When it comes to, not to the point where you shoot yourself in the foot. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, people that work for themselves, This could be a spontaneous reconnection for some of you, very possible. It also suggests as well that some of you are looking at new spaces and places for your work or for your office, or ways that you can break into different markets. And that again will very likely come to you. I kind of feel like maybe there's a part of you that's like, I feel like my arena is saturated now, so what can I do next? You may not necessarily have to look for it. It might come to you. For those of you that are retired and no longer working for any reason, this week, give yourself time to get back into the creative flow and swing of things. Create just because you want to create, all right? For your love and relations, you've got the the Sun card. This is the best card in the entire deck, right? If you're single, you may not be single or off the market or on the market for much longer. Again, this comes very much by surprise, very spontaneously. And I feel like a lot of this stuff is happening in spaces that maybe you have privy to because you're a Pisces, but for the most part that you're not really seeing in a lot of ways, right? Which is interesting. You've got this underneath the Hanged Man card. So I kind of feel like you're in this space now, like, well, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm not so fussed. And that tends to be where the thing that we once really desired shows up. Sod's law, right? For your money and materials, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles in different decks has been very, very active when it comes to the money and materials, which tells me that on the wider world stage, we're likely to be seeing two things. One, something with the world's money and finance supply. There's going to be big news about that on the wider world stage in some way, shape or form. I'll be interested to see how it shapes up. For you personally, this is about growth. It's about growth, abundance. This also, because the message for this for health is all to do with the digestive system. It wouldn't surprise me as well if on the wider world stage we see, you know, like, I can't remember what it was called, but a long time ago there was like a bug that went round. It was like a really severe tummy bug that made a lot of people really ill. I think like 3 or 4 people died. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like a whole thing, and it started like everyone thought they had food poisoning, but it ended up being like a really, like, a lot of people. I'm intrigued by this because that card, like I said, has come up a lot this week in this position. So when it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your digestive system. Make sure you're looking after your gut and your tummy this week. When it comes to your home and environment, this is usually adding something to the home and environment. And with the Sun card and the Fool card here, for some of you, this could literally be a new pet. For some of you, this could also be a new child or a pregnancy. That's possible too, especially with the Fool and the Sun. When it comes to your money though, this week there is a boost to the finances, but it's delayed, right? So it's like the ability to make more money shows up, maybe a new job, maybe new responsibilities, etc. But it's not quite that you're getting your hands on it yet. This is the potential to make more money. And then finally, your full moon in the sign of Leo. So I use tropical zodiac whole sign houses. Full moon on the 16th in the sign of Leo is in your 6th house of work. This is all to do with your work and also to do with your health, your physical body, your day-to-day routines, the things that you're doing or not, as the case may be, to really support your, you know, the life that you want. The 6th house is all to do with maintenance. So if you're having a full moon there, this may highlight where you're not really looking after yourself, but it may also highlight where your routines and your day-to-day sort of the things that you're doing are actually working. This could be where you see some sort of result or some sort of reward. So that could be really nice as well. It's also the house of drudgery. All right. So this might be a time where you finally look at something and say, you know what, I don't want to be slave to this anymore. And your full moon message is the gate 39 and provocation. What that actually means is someone or something, or maybe a conversation that you have, is going to provoke you to make you make a change in some way, shape or form. So especially for those of you that this relates to health, that full moon is really going to highlight to you, you know, that 20 a day habit is no good for you. Or do you know what, that, you know, that bar of chocolate that you're eating every night with with a glass of wine is not doing you any favors. You know, once every few days or whatever, yeah, fine, absolutely. But if it's something you're doing on a consistent basis, it may be that. It may also, because the 6th house is to do with your work, your day-to-day habits, hobbies and routines. This may be that someone in the work sphere prompts you to kind of say, you should be further ahead than that right now. Or, you know what, maybe whatever you've delivered up until now hasn't been your best. It's going to provoke you to make a change, right? It might not feel comfortable, but it will definitely have an effect, and it will not force you, but it will, yeah, it will kind of make you do something about it. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.